sorry, that's for a Democrat show.
Let me know when you're ready.
Was an extremely great conservative commentator. We're tearing it up on Wednesday night. This is awesome. This
will allow me to retort.
Well, this is Jersey Joe for the Reaver of Common Sense show. I'm on shrmedia.com.
Actually, I just totally screwed up. This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And now welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover is here, and my chair won't move over, but we have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to watch a broadcast, it's easy. Go to Reaver.one and click on the SHR TV button. It's that easy. Don't forget, after the Reaver of Common Sense, we will be followed by the Sackheads radio show with Sackhead Sean, Sackhead Clint, and the infamous BZ. How's everybody doing? I missed yesterday's show. I know. I was bad. To let you know what's going on. I know most people won't give a rat's ass, but everybody knows my health problems and, fuck my back up and all that, yada yada. My aunt is really pushing it up there in age. Well, I don't say pushing. She's in her 70s. And she's getting to the point where she's having trouble taking care of herself. Less than a year ago, her son moved down here about 4 hours south of us here in Florida. And he bought a nice big house, and it has a spare room. So, long story short, she's going to go and live with him. So, she's in the process of getting ready to sell the house. She lives right now 4 houses up from my dad. So, we're up there trying to help go through stuff of what she's going to take, because she can't take everything, because she's going into... Basically, in this house, it has a bedroom, a little living room area, kitchen, little dining room area for her. So there's not a heck of a lot of room, and she's going from a 3-bedroom house, 2-car garage, down to, tiny house. So she's going through everything, and we were there late yesterday, and by the time I got home, it was pretty hectic. And, it just caught up with me. And then today, we were there, and it wasn't that bad, but, it's nice because both me and my aunt had a common ground of genealogy. I love looking into the background of my family. And we were able to go through, and she had a lot of stuff, and she's passed down to me. There's stuff that I'm getting now. I'm holding for my sister till she comes down. But, of course, there's always the arguments, well, this one's getting this one, and this one's getting that, and, oh, God. I'm just like, whatever. So, what the heck's going on? Our broadcast is going there. And it's sort of, kind of, but not loading up. Just wondering if I'm having trouble with the tablet. But that's where I was yesterday. I do apologize, but family does come first. And hopefully everybody does realize that. I'm going to have to restart my tablet. I use my tablet for, pick up sound bites, to play. And also I'll have the broadcast showing. So if I see if there's any delay or any of that, I can kind of keep up to it. And it just, for some reason, it just won't load today. And there we go. Also, I'm doing my knives again. I've gotten a bad habit of doing my knives well. Uh-oh. Interception in the end zone. Yes, football is back. Now, I'm waiting for the big one. Can anybody tell me what I'm waiting for? And if you said hockey, that's right. I am a huge hockey fan. Even though I live here in Tampa, I am a huge and always have been and always will be a big Philadelphia Flyers Broad Street Bully fan. I mean, all across this room, you will see Flyers gear. Signed, everything. I just... Some of the first memories I have growing up are the Flyers have won the Stanley Cup. Some of the first memories I have, I can honestly say, remember hearing the last of the Vietnam vets are home, or leaving, and the Flyers winning the Stanley Cup. I was born in 71, people. So, enough of that. Oh, it's going to be a long, long time. It's going to be one of those days, isn't it? I can tell already. It's going to be one of those shows. Clean off this. See where we're at. So, Islamic State losses have drastically accelerated underneath Trump's watch. About 30% of the territories the American-led coalition has taken from Islamic State, ISIS, whatever you want to call them, in Iraq and Syria since 2014 has been liberated under U.S. President Donald Trump's watch. A senior department official tells reporters. In total, the U.S.-led coalition has reconquered 27,000 square miles, about 78% of the 35,000 square miles ISIS is believed to have controlled at its peak in Iraq and Syria in early 2015. Surprise, surprise. You know what? It doesn't surprise me. It really doesn't. He has been aggressive. He's not playing patty cakes with them. He is doing what has to be done and going at them. So, no, it doesn't surprise me one cotton picking minute. Because this is a president that's not going to sit there and screw around with ISIS. He's going full bore at them. And he's keeping his campaign promises like no other president has ever done. And I know there was another one, lock her up, and we're going to talk about that tonight. Oh, to see if the story's true is going to be very interesting. As I said, I don't know how true it is, but I found a story that I think everybody's going to want to stick around for. That'll be later. But Brett McGuck, the State Department special envoy to the anti-ISIS coalition, revealed on Friday that 8,000 square miles, approximately 30% of the liberated territory, has been cleared in the first 6 months of President Trump's administration. ISIS still holds about 20% of the land it controlled at the beginning of 2015 when its so-called caliphate began to crumble. Steps President Trump's have taken include delegating decision-making authorities down from the White House to military officials on the battlefield, and have fueled the U.S.-led coalition's gains against ISIS jihad. And this is what I've been saying for a long time. We pay these generals God knows how much money for schooling and to train them to be generals to run a war. And when war breaks out, politicians take control. Politicians that don't know their ass from a hole in the ground are running the war, making military decisions. I think that's the biggest asinine thing we could do. But politicians learned during the Vietnam War they could win brownie points with the U.S. citizens by trying to stick their nose into something they have no fucking idea what they're doing. Should they have oversight? Yes. Should they make sure that nothing's going, military guys aren't going overboard? Yes, I agree with that. But it's the military that should be making the decisions on the battlefield, not politicians. Well, we can't cross this. We can't go into that area. If the enemy's there, we go there. Over the last 6 months, we have dramatically accelerated this campaign, he told reporters, later adding nearly 30% of all territory that has been retaken from ISIS has actually happened in the last 6 months. Department of State Twitter, Special Presidential Envoy provides an update on efforts to defeat ISIS. He also attributed the increase in ISIS loss to other key changes underneath Trump, including a campaign of annihilation that has primarily concentrated on surrounding cities held by jihadist groups before launching full offensives to ensure terrorists cannot escape. Underneath Obama, they were given forewarning that they were going to go attack these areas. When our bombers were going in to bomb, they were warned beforehand. And a lot of our military guys said we were bombing empty buildings. Yeah, that's nice. We're not hurting anybody. And we're not hurting the enemy. It's not their buildings. It's not like we're fighting another country and we're taking out their buildings. These are people that take over. And they take these buildings over. It's not their buildings. They don't give a rat's ass. Didn't cost them anything. It's no loss to them. Dang it. I'm having it. I just have a bitch of a time sharpening a knife. I always do. I mean, I can get it where I can cut through paper with ease. I want it razor sharp. You know, can shave with it if I need. And I just can never get it there. Never can. I can get it where it goes through paper like tissue paper. All right, Trump's delegation of decision-making authority has allowed much greater U.S. military responsiveness to unforeseen circumstances, pointed out the envoy. The delegation of tactical authority from the White House, from Washington, down through the chain of command to our commanders on the ground, he said, that was made a fairly tremendous difficulties in our ability to actually seize opportunities from ISIS. And Iraq or Syria city alone, the U.S.-backed local forces have already liberated 45% of the city, considered ISIS de facto capital in Syria. Raqqa, R-A-Q-Q-A. The London-based defense research firm, IHS Markit, determined last month that ISIS has lost more than two-thirds of the area it once controlled in Iraq and Syria. Of the 27 square miles the U.S.-led coalition and local forces have retaken from ISIS, 78% is in Iraq and 58% in Syria, reports Washington Post. Let me tell you something. If the media wasn't pulling its shit, Democrats weren't pulling the shit that they are. Trump's presidency would be a shining beacon for what presidents in the future would strive to be. The Democrats have been just fighting the fight and causing so much issues just to cause issues, to see how much trouble they can start, how bad they can make them look. I know Democrats aren't there to make Donald Trump look good. That's not what I'm saying. They can hold their values, but they're doing things trying to get him to be a failure. They're trying to fail his presidency. That's not what they're supposed to be doing, just as the Republicans weren't supposed to be trying to make Obama's presidency a failure, which I don't think they did. Obama did a great job. Obama really didn't do nothing underneath his administration. He had social justice on his side. He made things look great, but nothing was getting done. Nothing got done underneath his presidency. Wow, we got Obamacare. That was a big fuck up for this nation. Screwed up our health care all around. Wow, he, what else did he do? Oh, he, yeah, and there's always, and we can't forget, seriously, it's, he sat around on his ass causing a lot of problems. He tried and he wanted to push gun control, but the Americans made sure he couldn't do that. It wasn't because Congress did nothing. Congress was elected not to push his gun control. So after telling Trump, fuck you, Jennifer Lawrence says country must move past divide and anger. This is the idiocy that is the left. They talk about this divide and the anger and all these problems that are going on in this country when they're the ones that are causing the anger. They're the ones that are causing the divide. There's been several studies. It's the liberals that don't want to put up or talk to, associate, or try to work with the opposite side. And then they sit there, well, it's Trump, as they're the ones that are the nasty, vulgar. I shouldn't talk about being vulgar because I'm pretty vulgar myself. But I'm pretty sure you get the point of what I'm talking about. They're the ones that are doing this shit. They're the ones bringing it upon themselves. But Hollywood A-lister Jennifer Lawrence says country must move past its political divide and anger, despite saying just last year that if you were ever to meet President Donald Trump, she would want to tell him, fuck you. In a cover story interview with Vogue published Wednesday, Lawrence said there needs to be a bridge between people who disagree on political issues. How about you stop being so divided? You want to sit down and talk healthcare? Let's sit down and talk healthcare. You want to talk about how to deal with ISIS? Let's sit down and talk how to deal with ISIS. You want to talk? Let's talk. You want it your way? And that's the problem. For 8 years, it was let's talk. And what they meant when they said let's talk was they talk, we shut up and listen. When we say let's talk, they want to do all the talking while we say nothing. Well, for that, I say fuck you. You want to talk? We'll talk. But it's not your way or the highway. That's not the way conversation works. What they talk about, it's called a lecture, not a conversation. It's on my mind. So my daughter's in bed already early. School starts tomorrow. She's in 7th grade. And me and my wife are just stunned. It just seems like yesterday. We had just brought her home. And now she's in 7th grade. It just, holy shit. It has both of us kind of sitting back a little depressed. You don't realize it until you're in this situation. And when you get this age and all this goes on, then you sit back and you're going, holy shit, what the hell? That's when you sit back and you're just totally lost. But all right, you're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media. Oops, there we go. And High Plains Pundit Radio. And we will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplains.dailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cow for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. Oh, how's everybody doing? It's going to be one of those days. One of those days. Yeah, so Jennifer Lawrence, she's running her mouth, and we can't continue this divide and anger. There are issues affecting us as human beings, not as liberals and not as Republicans. We have to protect the foundation of this country and accept it. And if you're preaching acceptance, accept immigrants, accept Muslims, accept everybody. And we are, yet See, this is where it makes me want to scream. It really makes me want to scream. Because we are accepting. But that doesn't mean everybody gets acceptance. There is cutoffs. It just, I don't know. They're trying this, we're trying to be nice. And it's fake. Because they'll go and do a bunch of shit and really just piss everybody off. Oh, look, this is what we said. And this is what we're meaning. And you're misconstruing what we're doing. It's the same bullshit over and over again. I don't know. So the scandal star, Joshua Malina, I don't know what these elitists, and you know what they're starting to realize? I mean, you had, Al Gore finally admitting that people are getting tired of elitists, like this scandal star, who called President Donald Trump and the people who voted for him stupid cocks in a post to his Twitter account Tuesday. If you're one of the stupid cocks who voted for this stupid cock, do you not feel like a stupid cock? It sounds like this guy's got a little fascination with cock. He seems to like having cock come out of his mouth. The actor's comment came in response to the president's stern warning to North Korea Tuesday over the country's repeated threat to attack the New Jersey. Speaking to reporters at his golf club in Bedminster, New Jersey, Trump warned that North Korea and its dictator Kim Jong-un would face fire and fury like the world has never seen if the country refuses to stand down on its nuclear threat. Well, this idiot Joshua Malin, whatever this asshole's name is, if you're one of the stupid cocks who voted for this stupid cock, do you feel like a stupid cock? What the fuck is that? And you know what? And if he didn't respond heavy enough against North Korea, they'd be, look, he's weak on North Korea. He's probably siding with North Korea. No matter how he comes down on North Korea, they're going to complain about him. So, you know what? I'd rather him having this strong stance against North Korea than be weak on him. Because they're threatening and they have nuclear capability. I don't want to be playing patty cakes with this dictator. You know, Bush and Bill Clinton, well, maybe not Bill Clinton, but Bush and Obama really are the fault of North Korea. They have been babying that country so bad, it's not even funny anymore. Every time they chimed up, money was thrown. So now we're not giving them money. And, oh, look. Now we're getting threats. We're getting intercontinental ballistic missiles, ICBM missiles launched. And we're supposed to go, okay, geez. And there were nuclear warheads, all that. And we're supposed to be soft on it? Fuck you. I like President Trump's response. I like that he had a stern and he was forceful in his response. We are not a weak nation, you asshole. Just because of, while we were under President Obama, we were weak and didn't know how to respond to threats. Doesn't mean we will anymore. Maybe you liked being someone's bitch like we were under Obama. So, deal with it. And it's this idiot, he thinks he's someone special. Wow, he pretends to be somebody else in front of a camera. Whoop-de-fucking-do. He regularly attacks and criticizes Trump on his Twitter account, often responds directly to the president's tweets. Oh, I don't know. It's the guy actually thinks he's important. He's just an actor, nothing more. Oh, here, if Trump's base getting bigger, try more exercise in smaller portions. Oh, Hardy Hart. Oh, my God, that's so funny. Fucking idiot. Oh. But he was also willing to back Hillary Clinton and her criminal enterprise. No surprise there that he was backing a criminal. Now, I told everybody I had this article coming up. And I don't know the validity of the report in here. But you won't see this on CNN. And, quote, the Justice Department has reopened the investigation of Hillary Clinton's mishandling of classified material on her private email system while she was Secretary of State, and is considering offering her a plea bargain if she will agree to plead guilty to charges of breaking the law, according to a Clinton attorney quoted by a Newsmax report. The discussion of the plea bargain took place late last month and was offered by a high-ranking Justice Department official to the Clinton lawyer. During the exploratory talks with the prosecutor, the Clinton attorney was told that despite former FBI Director James Comey's decision last July not to prosecute Hillary, the Justice Department has re-examined the email case and believes there is ample grounds for prosecuting Hillary on a number of counts. Underneath the Justice Department plea offer, Hillary would be required to sign a document admitting that she committed a prosecutable crime. In return, the DOJ would agree not to bring charges against Hillary in connection with the email probe. As part of the agreement, the Justice Department will not proceed with an investigation of Hillary's pay-to-play deals with foreign government and businessmen who contributed to the Clinton Foundation, who paid Bill Clinton exorbitant speaking fees. The Clinton attorney cautioned that normally a plea is offered by a prosecutor only upon arraignment, and Hillary has not been charged with any crime yet. Now, as I said, I don't know how accurate or the legitimacy of this, but we do know there's been a lot of talks about reopening of the case. And this is what I've been saying. Yeah, I know it hasn't been announced. I am sure they're looking at all this material, all the evidence. They got to look at what evidence is left over, what information they have. There was a lot of evidence that was destroyed at the end of the last investigation. They got to see if there's anything they can use to prosecute Hillary with. And I'm pretty sure if they're starting to find it now, they probably would offer her a plea deal at first to get it over and done with and get her to plead that she was guilty. But I don't see her pleading out. I really don't. I see this being a long, drawn-out process. And as long as this administration sticks to their guns, I think they could win. If this would have been done right away, it would have looked like revenge. It would have looked like a political hit. But because they didn't rush it, Trump, I did say I wasn't going to push the issue. So now they can say, Trump really didn't have a hand in it. He came out months ago and said, hey, we don't want to do anything. But upon looking at all this evidence, we just had to go forward. We could not let this crime go unpunished with all the evidence we came upon. The last attorney general refused, but there was all this evidence that you were looking into Loretta Lynn. It is all a slow process. I know everybody wants it now. It's we're talking to government here. Things are moving a lot faster than I expected. And I do expect some kind of case to be brought against Hillary Clinton. I really do think there will be a case. And I do think that Trump in the background's, hey, get looking at this. We need to get it going. And Jeff Sessions, I could see him doing it. But they have to do it properly. Otherwise, she's going to be out there screaming it's just a Republican attacking her, just another conspiracy theory against her. They have to have everything lined up, ready to go to hit her with. And they're going to have to turn this all over, I understand, in defense, but they want to hit her and hit her hard to the point that maybe her attorneys are going, shit, you're screwed, lady. Lady, you're screwed. We'll do the best we can, but you're screwed. And but everybody needs to take a little step back. Just take a little step back. Take a breather. Take a deep breath. Look up at the sky. No, I think everybody is expecting everything to be done right away. I think we'll get this faster than we ever would have. It may take some time, but it will come. It will come to those who wait. Patience. Footage. All right, liberal senators ask if we decrease immigration, who will pick our crops? These are the same politicians, well, not the exact same, but the same political party that said, if we do away with slavery, who will pick the cotton? Now they're asking if we decrease immigration, who will pick our crops? Notice something here, people? Liberal California Senator Dianne Feinstein revealed the true reason why she believes Americans need a steady flow of immigrants in the United States to pick our crops. Feinstein made her comment during an interview last week on CNN. While the latest agriculture product in America, it's a $50 billion industry, we employ tens of thousands of agriculture workers, the California senator said during a CNN interview. They are among a class that this would be prohibited. It would cripple agriculture if they didn't have the people coming in to do this work. And I'm going to stop that right there because that is a big lie. Why? Because if we notice that the market, they weren't getting the people to do that job, it would be real easy for them to say, okay, we're going to open up the H-1B visas and or whatever program it is, and we're going to bring in the agriculture workers from Mexico, whatever country, and bring them in here legally to make sure that they're covered. That's all. It's not that hard. Even though we decrease immigration, okay, well, this industry is getting hurt because of it. Okay, well, we'll raise the number within that realm. We'll figure out how to raise that number up. Okay, well, we can adjust it from there. It's not like we're talking permanent, never can be changed ever in the history, but we need to stem the flow. And it will help wages in other markets. It's not that hard to see that. They just want the low wages. They want to keep the separation between the haves and have-nots. It's not the Republicans that want that they can, well, they just want to give tax free. Fucking liberals, they want to keep this wage gap between, and they're always the ones that are crying about it, but they're the ones that are always keeping the wage gap between everybody. It's not that hard to see, but remember, it's the Democrats that once said, well, if we do away with slavery, who will pick the cotton? And now you have Feinstein. Well, if we decrease immigration, who will pick our crops? Let that sink in, people. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio. And we will be right back.
listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. You didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cat for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. Oh, don't forget, what is it? An hour and 15 minutes away is the Sackheads Radio Show with Sackhead Sean, Sackhead Clinton, Sackhead BZ. We'll get the conservative view from a couple Californians as they sit behind enemy lines. Where are we? I got a little lost. Oh, Feinstein. If we decrease immigration, who will pick our crops? Oh. It's amazing that nobody, well, I don't want to say nobody, that so many people are fooled by the Democrat Party. So many people actually still, in that minority, still vote for a party that I'm shocked. I'm stupefied. One that's making me laugh, though, is Anthony Weiner has been shunned by Clinton-supporting neighbors. Disgraced former Democrat congressman and infamous sexter Anthony Weiner is reportedly being shunned by his Hillary Clinton-supporting neighbors who blame him for Hillary's loss in November. Let me tell you something. Was he a part of it? Probably. Was he a major part of it? Hell no. A lot of people realized and woke up to what the hell was going on with Hillary. They realized just how bad of a candidate she was. She wasn't. What was she running on? What was she running on? Her husband's economic. Obama's health care. Okay, she was running on NAFTA, which destroyed our economy. She was running on Obamacare, which is destroying our health care. Oh, and Trump say bad thing. Trump say bad thing. Trump say bad thing. That's what she ran on. And, it's a Republican conspiracy. It's a Republican conspiracy. Her health's bad. It's a Republican conspiracy. Poof. She passed out. Shit. You know, she hid from reporters. She was not going out on the trail. Podesta ran a shit campaign. I mean, when you go to how to lose a campaign in 100 days, there's going to be a picture of John Podesta right there. You know, there was no energy. She talked like a robot. No one cared for her. I'm surprised she got as many votes as she did. Her criminal background. You know what? If she wasn't getting covered up by the media, if the media actually called it like it really is, I don't think she would have even got half the number she did. So it wasn't Anthony Weiner's fault. I mean, but it's funny that he's getting shunned. Weiner's sexting antics became a major political issue for Clinton in October when then FBI Director James Comey announced that it was reopening the FBI investigation into Hillary Clinton's use of a private email service. Now, here's what's funny. That's what's opening it up again. Because there's like 7,000 classified emails that they found on his laptop that belonged to his wife that was sent from Hillary on non-secure email. The investigation was reopened after classified emails were found on Weiner's computer, apparently forwarded to him by wife and Clinton advisor Huma Abedin during their investigation into Weiner's alleged sexting of an underage girl. You know, it's... Don't blame him. He wasn't the one doing the illegal emailing. He was doing an illegal sexting with an underage girl. If Hillary Clinton didn't run that illegal email server, there might have been a Hillary presidency. If she actually went out there and campaigned. If she had went to Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan, you know, we might have Hillary as a president. But no, she just ignored. Ooh, cheerleaders. I know, I'm such a sexist pig. I laugh about that. You're a sexist pig. Why? Because you're looking at the cheerleaders. Okay, what are they out there for? To be looked at. No, they're not. They're there to do a job. And what's their job? And if their job was to cheer the team, why would they be wearing such skimpy outfits? Why? Because it's there to get men's attention. Sorry. Not a sexist. I'm very much into the women's movement, up and down, left and right. No. Oh, God, if my wife hears that one, she'd beat me over the head for that. Now, she'd probably laugh. She'd probably even say that one herself. Oh, Clinton blamed Comey's letter as a contributing factor for her defeat to President Trump. One of a laundry list of items she blames for her loss, but she never blames herself. And if she does, it's always, well, I could have done, but. As soon as you go, but, or, well, and there's, you're trying to make excuses and take the blame off of you. Plain as day, that's what you're trying to do. It's ridiculous. Now it seems Clinton supporters in the deep blue New York City have internalized that message and are shunning Weiner. Oh, don't you hate it when your Weiner gets shunned? Poor Weiner. It's like being married after so many years. Your Weiner gets shunned. According to the New York Post, his Clinton-supporting neighbors now blame him for her loss. Nobody speaks to him. He is truly ostracized. What about the fact he's a fucking pedophile? He was sexting with an underage girl. What about that fact that maybe nobody's talking to him because of that? Not because he cost Hillary Clinton. I mean, I love that. Let's ignore the fact that he was sexting with an underage girl. We'll ignore that. That's not the reason people stop talking to him, because he's a total skeevy perv. We'll ignore that part. It's because that he cost Hillary Clinton election. What the fuck happened to people in this world? Seriously, what happened to people in this world that, cheerleaders, that costing an election is more important than sexting with an underage girl? The Post reports that Weiner, whose sexting forced him to resign his seat in Congress in 2011 after it was reported on by the late Andrew Breitbart, is frequently seen in his apartment tower gym wearing earbuds. The Post reports that Weiner will be sentenced in September for sharing obscene photos with a minor, with prosecutors pushing for a sentence in a plea agreement of between 21 and 27 months. Yeah, and that has nothing to do with the fact that nobody's talking to him, that he's a skeevy fucking perv. That has nothing to do with it. It's because of Hillary Clinton's loss. Oh, my God. Yeah. Yep. Oh, let's see. Flag down. Flag down. Defender hit the quarterback in the head. That's stupid. Quarterbacks are so protected nowadays. It's friggin' ridiculous. Now, shit, who was that quarterback? Not Iserman. Cowboys quarterback. Hang on. Damn it. Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman won, what, 3 Super Bowls? And before they started protecting quarterbacks and all that. Three Super Bowls in 4 years. Now, I'm an Eagles fan, so Cowboys are pretty low on my totem pole. But you know what? Troy Aikman is a great quarterback. And I'm looking at the ranking on this one site, of the top 5 Cowboys quarterbacks. And Roger Staubach got number 1 spot. Troy Aikman got number 2. And Tony Romo got number 3. What the fuck did Tony Romo do besides choking in playoff games? And he's higher than Don Meredith. Oh, my God. Everybody has this fascination with Tony Romo, and I don't know why. The guy is not that great. He was a choke artist. Damn, that's a different conversation. But I don't know why that popped in my head, but yeah. Oh, sugar. I even had a soundbite, I think, for Dianne Feinstein. Oops. That's the way the cookie crumbles. I don't understand it when it comes to they not talking to him because he lost the election for Hillary Clinton, but it has nothing to do with the fact that he's guilty of sexting with a minor. Governments threaten shutdown to block border wall. Yeah. And then they screamed at Republicans, how dare they threaten to shut down the government. They'll never win another election if you do that. Now they're trying to do it. Jesus. Again. Oh, my God. They are doing everything they can to try to block Trump. But what they don't realize is so many people want that. People want the wall. They want the border secure. The only ones that don't want that are Democrats. Man, Democrats are threatening to shutter many government agencies on October 1st unless President Trump gives up his popular campaign promise to build the border wall. Yeah. It just... Instead of going, you know what, okay, we'll give you the money for the border wall, but you guys are going to give up trying to do away with Obamacare. Then we'll go back to the drawing board. We'll fix Obamacare. But for you guys to give up trying to scuttle Obamacare, we will approve the funding for the border wall. You know, instead of, we're gonna shut down the government. Okay. All right, right before an election, go ahead. They don't have majority. I don't know. But what about just, trying to compromise? They don't want to do the border wall. Okay, we'll give you the border wall, but you're going to allow us to keep Obamacare. That's what compromise is. You come out with a strong position on something else. You want to keep something. Well, you're going to give something that we want. I mean, hell. Oh, you want the border wall? Well, we'd like some gun control put in. What about expanded background checks, and we'll approve the border wall? I don't want. Don't get me wrong. I don't want gun control. But there's so many other things these idiot Democrats can do where they could come out of it looking stronger, where they could come out with strength, but they don't do that. You remember back in the days when they would do this stuff? Remember back in the days when they would be behind closed doors, wheel and deal like this? No, now they'd rather look like assholes. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, and we will be right back.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cat for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. Looks like I got it back a little late. Sorry about that. God dang, I thought I had a few more seconds than I did. I don't think I ever did that in a long time. So welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. Total brain fart. Total brain fart. Damn, that pisses me off. That really does. Oh. The Jersey Takeover's here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to watch broadcasts, it's easy. Go to reaver.one. That is REAVER.ONE. And just click on the SHR TV button. And don't forget, top of the hour, coming up right after the Reaver Common Sense is... That's right. The Sackheads Radio Show with Sackhead Clint, Sackhead Sean, and the infamous, famous, notorious BZ. So tune in right after the Reaver of Common Sense for Sackheads Radio Show, and your life will never be the same. Oh, let's see. Where are we at? I know we've been talking a lot about dumbass Democrats, but that's what we do. Where are we? Fumble. Fumble on a return for a touchdown. Oh, God. This guy's job, it looks like he runs out. He's got a tablet inside a box, and he holds it for the referee. I don't know if you remember, the referees used to go to the sideline and just... Now they have some guy that runs out with a Microsoft Surface for a review. The play is under review. Oh, my God. I like instant review, video review. I like it, but sometimes it gets a little too crazy. Where am I at? I want to see what this call is. Oh, the referee's taking his glasses off. Uh-oh. Let's see. Is it a fumble on the return for a touchdown or incomplete pass? Ooh, they got lucky. So, pro-amnesty Senator Marco Rubio, Trump's immigration bill will not pass the Senate. God, it sucks I had to vote for that jackass. It really does. I mean, it was him or a Democrat, and I was really... God. He sucks. Senator Marco Rubio predicts that the bill aimed at reducing illegal immigration endorsed by President Trump will not gain enough votes to pass the Senate. What? That bill's not going to pass. I think the White House knows that you don't have 60 votes for that in the Senate. Senator David Perdue and Senator Tom Cotton and Trump introduced a bill last week called RAISE Act, which would overhaul our current legal immigration system into a merit-based point system, not unlike systems already in place in countries such as Canada and Australia. The system prioritizes prospective legal immigrants with sought-after skills, education, and English language proficiency, and would curb the number of green cards issued each year. Wow. That's such an evil bill. Despite Trump's promise to reform immigration and polls that show public support for a merit-based immigration system, the measure needs 60 votes to pass the Senate without a filibuster. Rubio led the fight for amnesty for dreamers or children of illegal aliens allowed to come to the United States underneath the DREAM Act, said he poses a cap on the number of people who can come to the U.S. with a green card. Where I probably have a big difference opinion with this bill is that it sets an arbitrary cap on the number of people that are able to come through with a green card. I don't think that should be an arbitrary cap. That number should be driven by demand. And that number can be adjusted, you jackass. God, I really don't want that guy representing me, but I'm really disappointed in him. I am. Rubio is part of the Gang of Eight, a group of 8 senators who pushed for legislation that would provide amnesty for illegal aliens in 2013 without a clear timeline of when immigration laws would start to be enforced. Rubio said the 2013 proposal for legal immigration also had a merit-based point system, but not go as far as the RAISE Act. Rubio he sucks. And he's an embarrassment. In 2014, the very controversial Gang of Eight, 4 Democrats and 4 Republicans, proposed moving legal immigration to a merit-based system. Rubio said it wouldn't be entirely merit-based, but it would be more merit-based, and it has to be in the 21st century. We can't be bringing in the numbers we have. It's not the American way either. It did not become the American way until about 10, 15 years ago. We limited the amount of immigrants coming in. And this goes Jeff Flake, jackass, dumbass. Republican from Arizona, wants Republicans to embrace the foolish Republican National Committee autopsy report, which was released after Mitt Romney's 2012 loss, and recommended amnesty for illegal immigrants as its only policy solution. That autopsy report, as it was called, was said the only way that they could win back the presidency. The Republicans won the presidency in 2016 by a president on the platform of, what was it? Closing the borders, securing the borders, no amnesty, throwing out illegals. So it looks like your little autopsy report was full of shit. Jeff Flake is by the looks of it, he's not going to be a senator too much longer. Because if I believe right, he's up for re-election on 2018, and his numbers are about 16% approval. Hopefully he gets his ass primaried and is out of here. He'll probably switch to the Democrat Party at that point. But he was speaking to CNN's Wolf Blitzer on Monday. Flake said Republicans had to be a more welcoming party on immigration, and said cutting legal immigration in half, as President Trump's proposal last week, is going in the wrong direction. Flake has been promoting his book in which he trashes Trump and his American First nationalist populist movement in order to adorned by media elites as the enlightened and so intelligent Republican. What's funny is, how did Trump win? By being a nationalist, populist. Not that he's anti-immigration, but understanding we had to cut those numbers so that, guess what? Wages go up. Middle class comes back. I know this flack, elitist little prick likes to keep the separation between the has and have-nots. He doesn't care about the people. He cares about himself and his pocket. I can't wait for him to go bye-bye. He proudly embraces the globalist moniker in his new book and has suggested that Congress should try again to pass the Gang of Eight Comprehensive Amnesty Bill. Senator John McCain, Flake's fellow Gang of Eight teammate, told the Arizona Republic that he would like to work with Chuck Schumer to pass the Gang of Eight amnesty bill when he returns to Congress from his cancer treatment. Flake said he was very heartened by a poorly named and foolish autopsy report, and said the party seemed to have abandoned the autopsy report's sole policy recommendation, amnesty for illegal immigrants. He outed that Republicans needed to play a game of addition rather than subtraction, even though Trump's attracted millions of working-class votes from all backgrounds who have never been involved in politics before while doing better than Mitt Romney among people of color. Trump did better than Romney did better than McCain did. And you want to abandon that. You want to abandon what has put the Republican Party in the White House. This is how dumb this man is. This is how out of touch he is and why we're tired of globalists like him. He does not listen. He doesn't open his ears because he thinks he's smarter and better than everybody else. So he's going to do whatever he wants because he's smarter and better. And it was pointed out before the dust was even settled after the 2012 presidential election, the RNC published its poorly named autopsy report in which the only policy recommendation was amnesty for illegal immigrants. GOP establishment consultants are convinced Senator Marco Rubio to break his campaign promise and be the face of Gang of Eight bill because they thought passing amnesty legislation was the only way back to the White House. Nearly every single Republican consultant and legacy media figure on television parroted the conventional wisdom. Republicans could not win the White House in 2016 if they did not pass amnesty legislation. Trump's win in 2016 showed how foolish this advice was, as he won states like Pennsylvania and Michigan that established Republicans had not been able to win in a generation. In addition to add insult to injury to the GOP established favorite talking point, Trump did better among people of color than Romney, even though Trump opposed illegal immigration and promised to build a border wall. So, Flake, explain to me how your way is better and how your way will guarantee conservatives in office. Because your way wasn't winning. Revealing how clueless legacy media anchors still are about GOP politics and the country's voters, Blitzer did not ask the obvious follow-up question to Flake about whether adopting the autopsy report policy recommendation on immigration would cause Republicans to lose elections. People do not want amnesty. We want law-abiding. We are forced to follow laws. And we do not want to reward people with citizenships for breaking our laws. It's that simple. It's not that we don't like immigration or we don't like immigrants. We don't like those who break our laws to get what they want. We follow stringent laws in this country. If anyone should be allowed to break the laws, it's the ones that have been living here all their lives, doing everything the right way. It seems our government always wants to give the new people all the breaks. And the ones that have spent their whole lives here, they want to shit all over them. But now we have Trump who's come along, and he wants to help the American citizen. And in a sense, reward them. And Democrats and these establishment politicians like Flake and McCain. See, McCain, his problem is him and Trump have a personal beef. And also, Trump did something McCain could never do. And that's win the White House. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio. We will be right back.
Conservative listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cap for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mud Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe. And I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover is here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to watch a broadcast, just go to Reaver.one and click on the SHR TV button. Don't forget, also, coming up in about 35 minutes, it will be the Sackheads radio show, hosted by Sackhead Sean, Sackhead Clint, and the infamous, the famous BZ. So, let's see, where are we next? Where are we? I love all these idiots that come out and that talk about how wrong Trump is about everything and how the people don't want this and the people don't want that when he was voted in for those exact reasons. Ooh, wow, that's where that went. I was looking for that. Those little micro SD cards or whichever cards, XD. What is that? These little tiny ones. I knew I had an 8 gig one laying around, and I couldn't find it. And it fell on my keyboard, actually. So the keyboard was hiding it. So, the Second Amendment Foundation has issued a travel advisory. On August 7th, the Second Amendment Foundation, SAF, issued its first ever travel advisory warning American gun owners not to go to California unless they are willing to enter the state disarmed or risk going to jail. The gun right group is warning law-abiding armed citizens that their civil rights could be in jeopardy due to that state's restrictive, unconstitutional, anti-law-abiding citizen gun control laws. SAF founder and executive vice president observed the California legislative has been out of control for years when it comes to placing restriction on the Second Amendment's rights of honest citizens. Right now, I would not suggest any gun owner that they even travel through the state, much less to it as their final destination. Now, let's remember, there's been many of a politician out of California say, yeah, we know we pass unconstitutional laws. We don't give a shit. Lawmakers in Sacramento either ignored or have forgotten that in 2010, the United States Supreme Court incorporated the Second Amendment to the state via the 14th Amendment in SAF's landmark case of McDonald versus City of Chicago. The Second Amendment's protection of the right to keep and bear arms applies to state and local government, but they seem rather oblivious to the fact that the halls of California's legislate. He added, if you are licensed to carry in your home state, that license is not recognized in California. It does not matter how many background checks you've gone through or whether you took a fire safety course. Your license is no good in the Golden State, which suggests that your safety and the safety of your family are no longer concerned to the state lawmakers or city administrators. You could be prosecuted for having a gun for personal protection, or you might get killed because you didn't. Well, he is spot on. California refuses to recognize any concealed carry permit other than the ones they issue. This is an expression of the Democratic disgustingness, whereby they have made concealed carry license extremely difficult for Californians to acquire. Fewer than 100,000 Californians have a license, and I bet you a lot of them are politicians. They do not want to provide a means for additional law-abiding citizens to be armed via reciprocity. What does this mean? It means that when a visitor from another state drives into California, he is not supposed to be armed, regardless of the number of out-of-state concealed permits he possesses, or the risk associated with being defenseless. None of these things matter because the Democrats have spoken. By not going to California, the life you save may be your own. And it seems like one state's trying to outdo another state. And what do I mean by that? It seems New Jersey is trying to catch up to California. Let's see how bad we could fuck over everybody's constitutional rights. New Jersey Democrats are bragging right now. After years of being stopped by Governor Chris Christie's veto pen, the Democrat-dominated New Jersey legislators is chomping at the bit over the prospect of Phil Murphy becoming governor. This includes Senate Majority Leader Weinberg, who already has 20 gun control bills lined up for Murphy to sign if and when he gets elected. New Jersey 101.5 recently did an article on Weinberg's endless quest to push smart guns, including how her dream gun was recently defeated by a refrigerator magnet. Shit makes me laugh. A fucking refrigerator magnet beat out the smart gun. You know why this is a smart gun? A smart owner. When asked about future laws governing firearms in New Jersey if Murphy gets elected, well, I'm going to stop right here, because I know I got a lot of new listeners. I'm from New Jersey. You don't want to know what New Jersey gun laws do? They help criminals. My father was law-abiding. He didn't carry a gun. He went to work one day. Some criminal decided to walk into his work. How we know he was a criminal? He was carrying a gun. Well, he pulled that gun out, shot my dad's boss in the head, point blank twice, killing him instantly. And then there was a conversation that went on while my dad and his boss were held gunpoint. The guy shot and killed my dad's boss. My dad had to stand there and watch all this go on and then wait his turn to get shot. Now, by the grace of God, my father survived. It was like 20 surgery in 10 years. A massive amount of surgeries in about 10 years. That man, that criminal, had free reign to do whatever the fuck he wanted. Why? Because he knew underneath New Jersey laws, my father and my dad's boss could not be armed to defend themselves. So these asshole, asswipe Democrats from New Jersey are doing nothing but pushing gun control to help criminals. And they brag about it. The Democrat leader said, "I've already told Ambassador Murphy, hopefully he will be the governor. I have at least 20 bills ready the day he walks in that have all been vetoed by Governor Christie." Assuming Weinberg means the same bills that were previously vetoed, Murphy will essentially be banning all semi-automatic rifles, instituting a magazine capacity limit of 5 rounds, mandating a home inspection for gun owners, requiring psychological evaluation to own a gun. You have to pay for that, by the way. And probably much more we don't know about if elected. One of the best things I could do in my life was getting out of that shithole state. And what's funny is between the taxes, the anti-gun rhetoric, they sit back and wonder, why are all these people leaving the state? We have so many people leaving the state. Why? We don't understand. Schools are going to shit. Crime rate's going out the goddamn ass. Gangs are overrunning state of New Jersey. Democrats are doing nothing but protecting criminals. They're disarming and making law-abiding citizens victims. That's what the Democrat Party in New Jersey are doing. They are disarming American law-abiding citizens, making them defenseless. I've seen it with my own eyes with what happened with my father. As me and my dad have sat back and talked, it doesn't guarantee he would have walked out without an injury. But the chances went from 0 to probably a 50-50. Is there a chance now that my dad's boss walks out alive instead of his kids growing up without a father? That's what the Democrats in the state of New Jersey did. They had 2 kids grow up without a father. That's what Democrat gun control does. Your gun control, your gun-free zones create victims and corpses. while protecting criminals. It pisses me off with what comes around with that. I learned firsthand in that shit state of New Jersey. And that's why I call it a shit state. I kind of loved living there in New Jersey. And then I got out and I went, holy shit. And I came to Florida and went, holy shit. The freedoms. I can go buy a gun. I didn't have to wait God knows how many years. I didn't have to jump through hoops. I'm able to carry a gun to protect myself and my family, to protect my wife, to protect my child, protect myself. No, I've never had to pull it out. You know what? I don't ever want to. As I told my in-laws, would you rather me have to make a phone call that your daughter and your grandchild are dead because I couldn't defend them? Or would you rather the phone call, hey, some scumbag criminal is dead, but your child and your grandchild are perfectly fine? Oh, that would never happen. Chances of that happening are so low. Yeah. Saw how low it was when my dad got shot. I saw the outcome. There was no fucking politicians there to help. There was no groups. There was no anti-gun groups coming to our rescue to help us with bills. There was no one there to help with my father's medical. But I did watch Workman's Comp try to kill my father. Literally try to kill my father. So, gun control. And that's where my dad comes out with criminal justice, because only criminals get the justice. Underneath Trump, maybe we'll start seeing it the other way around. Maxine Waters doesn't rule out an all-black political party. Yeah, that's so... I don't know. I can't even think of a smart-ass comment. I find it disgusting. No way to say it. I find it disgusting that Maxine Waters had anything to do with agreeing that there should be an all-black political party. Because Lord knows if I said let's have an all-white political party, how that would turn out. Here, I got a sound clip.
Organized public policy.
Do you think black people should start their own political party?
To do what?
Should start their own political party.
No, not at this point. You've got to show that you're willing and you're able to put the numbers together and exercise your influence. We still are not voting our influence yet. I think what we should do is organize our power, exercise our power, particularly in the Democratic Party, because that's where most of us are. We should go to the conventions. We should be delegates. We should run for office, do all of that, and then you can raise that kind of question, whether or not we're strong enough to talk about organizing another party.
Got you. Who do you think will be the Dem now?
Oh, isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? If I wanted an all-white party, that would be racist. But it's okay when they talk about an all-black party. That is the bullshit that pisses me off. When you have an all-black entertainment television, Black Miss America, Black College Scholarship Fund, and the list goes on and on. Those are acceptable. And that is what I find unacceptable. Piss off. I get so tired of some of this crap. All right, you're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio. And we will be right back.
listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. You didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cap for the stupid program.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover is here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to watch a broadcast, it's easy. Just go to Reaver.one. and click on the SHR TV button. Yep, it's that easy. So easy, even a liberal could do it. Don't forget, coming up top of the hour, that's less than 15 minutes from now, we will have the Reaver... we'll have the Sackheads radio show right after the Reaver of Common Sense, and it will be hosted by, that's right, Sackhead Clint, Sackhead Sean, and the famous, the great, the BZ. That's right, they'll be up next in less than 15 minutes. You can set your watch by it. So, let's see. What else is there? This one made me laugh. This really made me laugh. John McCain, Senator John McCain, criticized President Trump Tuesday on Trump's hawkish remarks on North Korea, saying Trump shouldn't threaten the regime unless he is ready to back it up with action. Trump ramped up the rhetoric against North Korea Tuesday after multiple reports of military escalation from the rogue regime. Trump won a diplomatic coup Saturday when the UN voted unanimously to slap massive sanctions on North Korea, avoiding vetoes from Russia and China. The Washington Post reported Tuesday that the country has developed miniaturized nuclear warheads for its missiles with the potential to hit the United States. North Korea best not make any more threats to the United States. They will be met with fire and fury like the world has never seen, Trump said. McCain, being interviewed on Arizona radio station KTAR News 92.3 FM, Mac and Gados, said he wasn't surprised by the development in, Pyongyang, whatever the capital is in North Korea, but criticized Trump for his tough remarks. I take exception to the president's remark because you got to be sure you could do what you say you're going to do, he said. In other words, the old walk softly but carry a big stick Teddy Roosevelt saying, which I think is something that should have applied because all it's going to do is bring us closer to some kind of serious confrontation. This is the same fucking jackass who has been wanting us to go to war in Syria every 5 seconds, wants us to go to war with Russia every 5 seconds, Iran every 5 seconds. We stand up to North Korea. Oh, we need to be, walk softly. We shouldn't be making any threats. No matter what Trump says, McCain is going to say the exact opposite. Why? Because he is a sore loser. Trump did exactly what McCain couldn't do. Won the presidency. That's all. McCain is being a sore, whiny little bitch. McCain also pointed out to China as the key to solving the crisis, suggesting it would make a big difference if China were to clamp down on the rogue regime, and called on Trump to sit down with President to get them to crack down on North Korea. He has been doing that. He's been trying to get China to pressure him. But he also expressed confusion about what Trump was referring to when he spoke about fire and fury. Oh, my head hurts. McCain, if you can't understand what was said and you need it explained, maybe you shouldn't be a senator. Because I understand. But McCain, I don't know what he's saying, and I've long ago given up trying to interpret what he says. Before adding that he believes that other great presidents wouldn't have spoken in those terms. The great leaders I've seen, they don't threaten unless they're ready to act, and I'm not sure President Trump is ready to act, he said. Maybe it'll turn out all right. He's the president, I'm not, but I don't think some of the great leaders I admire would have taken that same path. Yeah, you know what? He was elected because he's not going to take the same path. He was elected because he's not a politician. He was elected to be Trump. Not some whiny little bitch like you are, McCain. That's why you didn't win. And I still wouldn't. I'd love to see the papers because I'm pretty sure McCain voted for Obama. Fans are petitioning and demanding An NFL team sign Colin Kaepernick, and it gains 94,000 signatures. A Change.org petition warning the NFL to sign quarterback Colin Kaepernick or face a boycott has already gained over 94,000 signatures. I'd love to see how many of them are actually real. The petition, which seeks 150,000 signatures, likens Kaepernick to Muhammad Ali and praises the former San Francisco 49er for making the conversation about racial/police brutality a front-page issue. The petition also charges that NFL has blackballed Kaepernick for his attempts to raise the issues of race. Petitioners find the refusal to sign Kaepernick telling, but what they don't tell you, this is what they don't tell you. Kaepernick was offered a contract by a team. Kaepernick refused it. He was offered a backup job, and he refused it because he wouldn't be able to get the press he's doing and all the publicity if he took a contract that he was offered. This shows that the NFLs are not willing to bring Kaepernick into their team because, according to many fans, he is a distraction. A man who protests because of injustice towards people of color is pretty much blackballed in a league that is 70% black. The petition also claims that Kaepernick's episode proves that the NFL doesn't care about their black players. Let's see if I can find it real quick. I think it's Jason Whitlock who is speaking out on this. Let's see if I can find it. Jason Whitlock, he's calling it smells like a shakedown at NFL owners. And he's speaking out against it. I like that he is. I'm trying to... He likens this as the Tawana Brawley of football, the false narrative of a racist NFL owners keeping Kaepernick out, he said. And Brawley gained fame in 1987 when at the age of 15 she falsely accused a group of white men of raping her and leaving her in a trash bag in New York. The accusation was initially trumpeted by civil rights activists like Reverend Al Sharpton, but it was later found to be fabricated. In the interview Tuesday, Giants owner John Mara denied there was any organized effort to blackball Kaepernick, calling these claims crazy. He also pointed out the deluge of messages from fans who are deeply offended by what Kaepernick's lack of patriotism and threatened to boycott if he was on the team. Whitlock said the 49er is not good enough to justify the controversy that a team will face for having him on the team. Did we have... Hey, BZ. Oh, no Sackett tonight. Somebody flooded the toilet. Where was the protest for... Tebow. Tim Tebow. You know, there was no protest. I think he was a decent quarterback. Kaepernick, I don't know what the hell happened. He started out good and he faded. In the last couple of years since he went to the Super Bowl, he hasn't done shit as quarterback. He doesn't deserve the spot. And he doesn't have that great quarterback that you could say, okay, well, if we're winning Super Bowls, we don't care about what distraction he's bringing to the team. You know, it's a joke. The man is not good enough a player. It has nothing to do with the color of his skin. It has to do with he does not have the ability to play the position. And I was a Kaepernick fan. I was. But he started fading real quick. And then he was more interested in protesting than he was playing. So he brought it upon himself, and now they're demanding that he be giving a spot on a team. Fuck that. You earn a spot on a football team. Nobody is guaranteed a spot. Just because he's black doesn't mean he should have a spot. Just because he's doing a protest does not mean he's guaranteed a spot. You know, and you got, who was it, Spike Lee that's out there running his mouth about it. And I don't know who said it, but this situation really shines a light on how much the NFL really cares about his black athletes. It's pretty much play for us, entertain us, make us money, and shut up. Well, you know what? I watch football to watch football, not to watch a protest. Sorry. And when you're talking about injustice and inequality, as you make several $1 million a year and I make shit for money, yeah, that's not going to fly with me. That is not going to fly with me when you want to talk about inequality as you make millions to play a game. To play a game. You know, that's the joke that there is. They're getting paid millions of dollars to play a goddamn game. And at best as well, it's a dangerous sport. We can get hurt and our career can end at anyone. That's why we deserve to get paid the high money. Well, then why do you need all the rules protecting you? But this shit did Kaepernick. Kaepernick was offered a contract and he refused. And they won't talk about it because it would blow the whole narrative out of the water. NFL needs to make sure that's put out there that he was offered a contract and he refused it. So it's not the teams, it is him that refused to play. He had a chance and he gave up that chance so he could be running around the world doing whatever he's doing nowadays. It just, oh my God, it pisses me off when I see this shit. It really does. One last quick thing. It is being reported Hillary Clinton is considered becoming a Methodist preacher. I wonder how she'll do that with her, if the other article is true. And they're saying that she's being offered a plea deal. Well, we'll see, but I think this whole her becoming a preacher is nothing more than a kiss ass to try to for her to run again and say, look at me, I'm a preacher, so she could try to get some of the religious votes. All right, everybody, that's the end of the Reaver of Common Sense. I'll see everybody tomorrow. Have a great night. You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense with its host, Jersey Joe. You can tune in every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on hppundit.com and shrmedia.com.